Hi there, it's Jenny from Quick Anime Recap. And today we're continuing the part 3 of the anime, Nanana's Buried Treasure. So sit tight and enjoy the video. The anime continues. After pulling an all-nighter gaming with Nanana, Tensai, and Dark, Yugo notices a strange presence watching him. Back at school, a first-year student meets with Tensai and hands her an envelope, but she appears to be dissatisfied and abruptly leaves class. Later, Yugo finds out that Tetsu is being transferred to his class. During the school tour, Yugo also meets Yun, who reveals her true name is Yoshino Yun, and calls him her senpai.
Yama-senpai?
At the Adventure Club, Kagetora decides to confront Isshin over his lack of trust in the new members of the club, but Isshin dodged his question and left. Later that night, Yugo and Nanana get an unexpected guest on their balcony, Ikusuba Hayo, who has come to ask Nanana about a collection item, the Rain Bell. After learning about its powers, he calls it garbage, distressing Nanana. Just then, a drunk Shiki chases down Ikusuba, while Yugo goes out to look for her. Shiki have a fight with Ikusuba for not paying the remaining rent, but she is too drunk to keep up, and Ikusuba just walks away. After finding Shiki, Yugo asks her about Ikusuba, where she reveals he is the previous tenant of room 202, but he completely neglected Nanana, so Shiki evicted him. After knowing this, Yugo returns to Nanana with pudding, and she tells Yugo that she is disappointed that her collection is called a garbage. In bed, Yugo struggles to understand why he wants to find the collection himself, and worries what will it take to save Nanana. The next day, Yugo, Tetsu, and Yun go to the arcade after school, where he run into Ikusuba. They then have a conversation about what it takes to be a winner. While Yugo is confused about this, Ikusuba notes that they share the same goal in finding the treasures. He later pays a visit to Adventure Club and Isshin, although he only speaks to Isshin with disdain for his perceived weaknesses. Isshin tasks Kagetora with following Ikusuba, suspecting he is plotting against the Adventure Club, and gives him explicit instructions to run if he is spotted. In a flashback, Isshin confronts Ikusuba for endangering the life of a fellow Adventure Club member in a ruins, though Ikusuba shows no remorse and reiterates that the search for Nanana's collection is a competition with no rules. Back in the present, Yugo meets up with Yumeji, Tetsu, and Yun at the South Red Mall for a fun trip. Unbeknownst to them, they are followed by Ikusuba who, in turn, is tailed by Kagetora. While Kagetora gets distracted by a girl, he loses track of Ikusuba. After a few minutes of searching, he manages to relocate him, but Ikusuba seemingly disappears in the shadows and reappears in front of Kagetora. Being confronted, Kagetora remembers Isshin's advice and attempts to run, but Ikusuba somehow is able to track him down wherever he goes. They then engage in combat, where Ikusuba manages to subdue Kagetora and sends him to sleep with a kick in the face. After the trip to South Red Mall, Yun and Tetsu return to their dorms, going their separate ways. On her way back, Yun is accosted by Ikusuba who questions her, although Yun has no recollection of anything. Tetsu arrives and fights off Ikusuba who discovers they are part of Three Skulls, meaning that he knows sister is involved too, upsetting Ikusuba. The next day, Tetsu informs Yugo of the attack, and also of sister's desire to protect Yun from Ikusuba. Yugo returns to the Adventure Club to ask about Ikusuba, and Isshin details his past with Adventure Club and Ikusuba's ruthless tactics. Isshin pledges to help Yugo if he attempts to face off with Ikusuba. Just then, Tensai and Dark finally return to school and reveal they were investigating a missing person secret job, that is Yoshino Yun. She discovered that when Yun disappeared, she was investigating a building for a secret job posted by Ikusuba. Adventure Club resolves to clear the ruins Yun was investigating, to dissuade Ikusuba from further targeting Yun. Later, Yugo begs Nanana for a hint to expedite the search for the ruins entrance, but refuses to tell Nanana why he is in such a rush. She eventually relents and gives a hint, on the condition that Yugo never uses the collection treasure's power. At South Red Mall, Adventure Club uses Nanana's hint to locate several inscriptions and pinpoint the entrance to the ruins, while Yugo sneaks into the security office and steals a special electromagnetic key. The entrance is in a public location, so they decide to return after the mall closes to clear it. After the mall closed, Yugo, Tensai, Isshin, and Yu enter the ruins, with Dark and the injured Kagetora standing outside to watch for anyone going into the ruin. Once they enter the ruin, Yugo attempts to brute force the room just like the previous trial he has done, triggering multiple spike traps, before Tensai reveals the solution to the puzzle and they find the safe path down. Yugo and Ishin find a bloodied bag, which causes Yugo to worry about the girls, which this inadvertently startling Tensai, who slips and falls. Luckily, Tensai lands on a safe platform but is too shaken up to continue. So Yugo picks her up and sprints the rest of the way, disregarding the traps he's setting off. At the entrance, Kagetora senses Ikusuba and hides with Dark, allowing him to enter the ruins. At the bottom, the group find the chest, but before they can solve the puzzle lock, they are stopped by Ikusuba. He admits to using Yun to test the ruins, and swears to not allow the members of Adventure Club to leave for getting in his way. Yugo, Yu, and Ishin fight Ikusuba, but he uses his Shadow Finn's boots to weave among the shadows to dodge and strike. Unexpectedly, Ishin also reveals his mimic glasses are part of Nanana's collection, and allow him to copy the techniques of anyone he watches. During the fight, Tensai solves the puzzle and goads Ikusuba, baiting him to punch her. As he done it, Tensai strikes back with a taser, laboring his breath. Now due to the pain, it effectively neutered Ikusuba's ability to use his Shadow Fins. With Ishin activating the secret ability of the mimic glasses to read minds, Yugo and you are able to turn the tables on Ikusuba, forcing him to use his trump card. Ikusuba uses the Whisper of the Death God to collapse one of Yugo's lungs and break his right arm. Tensai interfere, firing a rubber bullet, and offers a proposal allowing everyone to depart separately. Tensai tells Ikusuba she has figured out the power of his Nanana collection treasure, and if she reveals its power, he will definitely lose. In the end, Tensai is able to convince Ikusuba to leave and stay away from Yun. As it turns out, the Whisper can only impose suggestions, and Yugo's lungs and arms were never damaged, but the power of the ring convinces the brain to believe they've been damaged, causing the body to experience pain. Before Ikusuba leaves, Ishin talks with him with newfound resolve to become the best treasure hunter on the island. Tensai later reveals to Yugo that she was bluffing about knowing the entire secret behind the collection item's power. In the end, the puzzle lock turned out to be decorative only, and the chest was unlocked the whole time. Tensai brings the collection treasure to Nanana, who asks her why Yugo was hiding his reasons, which Tensai reveals that they fought with Ikusuba for the treasure, allowing Nanana to understand Yugo's reticence, and she challenges Tensai to a bet. Later, Tensai meets up with Yugo and offers the collection treasure to him, claiming it can allow the user to see past events. Tempted by the prospect of uncovering Nanana's killer, Yugo remembers his promise to Nanana and refuses the treasure. Tensai reveals she lied about the treasure's power to bait him into breaking his promise with Nanana, and that the treasure is actually the evil spirit ward. Back at the apartment, Yugo resolves to find out exactly what Nanana wants, and challenges her to another fight. Their battle wakes Shiki, who eavesdrops on them through the door. While Nanana subdues Yugo, he refuses to give up. Due to his resolve, it convinces Nanana to give up and tell him what she truly wants. Although she wants to find and kill her killer, Nanana believes that won't cause her to move on, as she intends to stay and watch the world and Yugo a little longer. Thanks for watching the video. Still want to watch more anime recap? Click the videos on the screen to watch more. And don't forget to subscribe to catch the latest upload. Bye!